Hey guys, how's it going? Owners here, and welcome to the 9th round of our career mode, Season 1 around Silverstone. It's time for the races. We jump into our car. It's nice and sunny out on track. There is some rain predicted though. I think towards the end of the race we'll see how that unfolds. But for now, the skies are pretty blue. So here we have the setup. Running these settings in terms of car setup this weekend. We have a look at the strategy. Option prime, but I do not think this strategy will last. As I said, it is probably going to rain. Having a look at the teammate challenge here as well before we start. And we head onto the grid now. So we see a Red Bull in pole position. That is something a little bit different. Usually it's a Mercedes. Daniel Ricciardo is on pole position. We are down in a disappointing 13th place. Has to be said, around my favorite track. Here we go then for the race. So we have one light, we have two lights, we have three lights, we have four lights behind Jesse Button here. And on the right hand side Magnussen, 5 lights, lights out, and away we go off the line. We see that Magnussen has a good start. We have a pretty poor start. Here comes our teammates flying by. Sutil as well as we approach turn 1. Taking the place back there. Got my teammate, got Bottas here as well as we have a look on the inside of turn 3. This has to be. Taking a lot of drivers here. As always, the AI brakes very early in the first couple of corners, going around the outside here behind Vettel. And it seems like the outside line was the best line there actually, because I gained another few positions up to P5, so not bad at all. Starting in 13th place and now we're up to P5 with Vettel attacking Alonso up ahead. And he brakes very early. They're trying to go around the outside of Vettel here, and looks like we are able to do that. We enter this long right-hander and Vettel comes back as I went too deep into the corner. Can Vettel actually take me back? That's the question, as we are side by side now coming in through Cop's corner. Yeah, going up to mix 3 as well. Trying to get all the power that I have. Vettel comes through. I have to keep it around the outside. Here we go. And we got it around the outside. Was very, very cautious there going inside on the outside of Cop's corner there. Into Cop's corner. Obviously I had Vettel on my inside. And it's a very quick corner, so I had to be cautious there. But in the end we took the position. And up to P4 we have sight on the podium. But as we have seen plenty of times before, the AI is now going to settle into their pace. Their true pace. And so I do not expect us to get a podium here. Not too bad though. 13th place, that's where I started. And now up to 4th place. The initial launch wasn't that great as always. I think I need to shift up to 2nd gear earlier, so we are going to try that next time. So we complete the first lap. 10 minutes light rain is what the engineer said there. The Vettel pretty close behind us. Ricciardo still leads. I think a Mercedes dropped out there though. I don't know whether Mercedes was 2nd and 3rd, but if that's the case, there has been a Mercedes which dropped out. And I cannot see it in my mirrors. We see of course India is 6th place, so he's doing quite well as well. But then here comes Vettel, quite close behind us. He doesn't have DRS yet. DRS will be activated next lap obviously. We come through Lovefield or Brooklands. I still do not know the name of those two corners. So we skip to the end of lap 2, opening up lap 3 right now. So this is indeed the lap where DRS has been enabled. So we enter the first corner, flying in there, just no, it's full throttle, just a flick with the wheel to the right, and you're flying in there. Brake out of one on me board here, down to 2nd gear, a bit too far off the apex. You want to get a little bit closer, and then this corner is so important. Open it up. I did it very well there. Take a late apex so you can get early on the throttle. Carry as much speed onto Wellington Straight here as possible. Vettel has very close behind us indeed. I'm going defensive for the inside, but he already takes me before the corner, but he does brake pretty early though, so we're gonna take him back down the inside and up to P4 again after we have lost it for a little moment. A little bit of a shame to see that the AI is not really that eager to pass me. I mean, he could have tried to go around the outside. He would have got the inside line either way for the next corner, as that is the nature of the track. But anyway, he decides to back out of it, and I had to back out of the throttle there before Cop's corner. That was not flat out. You see that during the race, obviously heavy fuel, so the car is pretty heavy. You have a lot of fuel on board. The fact that you need to lift sometimes quite a bit before Cop's corner. Obviously you do not want to extend the track, as that is not allowed. Rules say you need to keep it within the track limits. Obviously an extend or a cut here and there, that's okay, it can happen, but don't extend or cut every single lap. That's not fair, not the way we want to see racing. Anyway, here we go, end of lap 3, and clouds are starting to form here. You see it a little bit on the left hand side there, a few dark clouds. Ricciardo's on the 36.8, Vettel tries to go around the outside of turn 1, not gonna happen though. Currently we are 2 seconds down on the leader's pace, that's a lot though. Just get to lap 5 and it indeed started to rain here. You can see the raindrops now falling on the track as Vettel has the arrest yet again. He goes on the outside for Stowe corner here. Can I take him back? That's the question, because he already overtook me before the corner. Yet again though, he brakes very early and I'm able to get him back, but it's starting to rain. You can see they're starting to get slippery as well. Brake out on me board for the hairpin here. Sorry, for the chicane, not a hairpin obviously. Taking the place back after I had some pressure from Vettel as Hamilton now set a fast lap, 136.7. Looks like Rosberg is the Mercedes which dropped out in the top 3 there as Vettel now goes on the inside yet again. And just turned into the corner and he backed out of it, so that was good. And now Hulkenberg overtook Vettel, so it was Hulkenberg in that force in the end, doing a very good job during this race. Skipped to lap 8, starting to rain harder and harder. Magnussen in the meantime overtook Hulkenberg. Enter Kopp's corner here. Listen, definitely not full throttle, even a gear down. But obviously it's now starting to rain as well. I need to get a feel for these conditions. You never know how much grip there is going to be when you turn into a corner in conditions like these. So better be a bit cautious and careful rather than just, you know, crash or extend the track. So the scheduled pit stop is this lap. That would be the scheduled pit stop if it wasn't going to rain. You know, you would switch to the dry tires, to the slicks yet again. But I don't think it's ready yet to go onto the intermediate tire. So I think it's worth staying out another lap. But in the meantime, there are a lot of cars in the pit. One of them was the Red Bull from Vettel. Is Magnussen in as well? No, Hulkenberg is in, I think. Yeah, Hulkenberg is in as well. So as you can see on the minimap as well, quite a few cars in the pit lane, as the engineer tells us as well. So what they have done, I think, is they fitted the slick tire again. Let's have a look at Alonso. It's very hard to see. Did he? I don't know. I think he went with the prime tire. It's very hard to see. So the AI went yet again for a slick tire. It seems like they don't have a great intelligence, because staying out one more lap definitely is quicker than making another pit stop, obviously. Magnussen starts to lose a little bit of time on us. It's obviously good, gives us a little bit of breathing space before we are going to pit. Just can hear here, fine, or slowly getting on the throttle. Try to find the grip. We head into Kopp's corner yet again. See and listen. Keeping in the 7th gear at the moment. Oh, sliding a little bit through there. That indicates that the track is getting pretty wet, so I think it's time to pit for the rain tire. And indeed here you can see just starting to understeer through this Baggage Chapel section. And I lost some time there for sure. Yep, 10th down. Well, we were 7 tenths up before, so I lost 8 tenths in the middle sector. Meaning that it's time to pit, in my opinion. And the tires are starting to get cold as well, but I decided to stay out, as Magnussen did pit though. I decided to stay out. Reason for that is that I did not see enough spray coming from the tires yet, so I once again took the cautious approach here and stayed out while Magnussen definitely pitted. I wonder whether he is going to go with the intermediate tire or the dry tire. We have to find that out, because I'm definitely not sure. So we have some oversteer there. See here, track's starting to get wet, obviously thanks to the raindrops. Tire temperature is okay-ish. I mean, obviously they can be a little bit hotter than this, but they are definitely not undercooling. Front tires are now a little bit, obviously when you have a corner again it starts to heat up, but now I'm a second down though in the first sector alone, so yeah, this is the lap to pit, I'm pretty sure. Here once again struggling for grip, trying to find that grip. We are in lap 10 now, 16 laps to go around my favorite track, and well, so far we had a good start, and thanks to that we are up to P4. But remember that a lot of other cars around us have gone for a different strategy, so it will be interesting to see whether we can stay ahead of them when we have pitted. I think the Red Bull and Hulkenberg, you know, the lap they came in, so lap 8, I think they went with the dry tire. But I don't know what Magnussen did. He might have gone for the intermediate tire. We'll have to find out. So yeah, it's definitely now starting to get intermediate conditions. As you can see, the tires are starting to undercool now, starting to get cold. 2.1 seconds down on the previous lap. We're going to pit this lap, obviously. It's now crazy to stay out. 13 seconds to Vettel. Obviously, he went with a new set of dry tires. So we are now into the pit lane, choosing the intermediate tire, going 2 laps longer than planned. But obviously, it's all worth it because, well, it's basically not worth going make another pit stop. Especially around a track like this. I mean, the pit lane is very, very long. We see on the minimap that's Vettel coming in. So he indeed went with the dry tire. As I said, it's interesting to see where Magnussen is. And Alonso indeed was on the dry tire as well. Where is Magnussen though? Can we see him on the minimap? I think Magnussen also went with the dry tire. So, well, you've got to say that we got very lucky this race with everyone going to the dry tire. Currently, we have made 1 pit stop less, I think, than the entire grid. And as you can see on my minmap, that gives me a lot of, well, a big gap to Vettel and a lot of breathing space. That is very good now. I mean, you have 15 laps here to keep this gap and take home a 4th position. With a little bit of luck, we might get into the podium here if one of the 3 drivers in front of us have a retirement or a failure. Who knows, you know. It's an 11.7 second gap, 15 laps to go. I think Vettel will catch us towards the end of the race, but so far, at least a couple of laps, we have just clean air in front of us. We do not have to look in our mirrors. That is also very, very satisfying for a driver. It is really good when you have this. You have some breathing space. You know that you can make a mistake, well, a small mistake without it costing you a lot of time and losing a place. So it gives some comfort as well. You start getting your comfort zone now, starting to push a little bit more, and well, hopefully you can bring home then this 4th place, and it would be nice. I don't know what our best result is of the season actually. Isn't it 4th? As I have a bit of a track extension there. Sorry about that. I don't know what our best result of the season is. Maybe it is 4th. I don't think we got on the podium. I'm pretty sure we didn't get on the podium yet so far this season. 9.3 seconds to Alonso. There's no way we're going to catch him, but we have a new leader. Hamilton is now in the lead with Ricciardo in 3rd, so Alonso also managed to pass him as we went to lap 17. We skipped to lap 17, almost lap 18, and as you can see, there are now really wet conditions with Vettel behind us. He's gone through Stowe corner, bit on the throttle there. I mean, there's a big difference between F1 2014 and F1 2013 in terms of throttle. In my opinion, the turbo is simulated a little bit. Well, it's not great. So we see Vettel here attacking us. It's not the best simulation of a turbo I have ever seen. It could be worse though, but yeah, it's definitely not realistic. And it's a big difference compared to F1 2013 as well. This car has so much torque, and you can really feel that in conditions like these. In my opinion, the game is a little bit better with the general physics, aerodynamics, compared to F1 2013. I mean, F1 2013 you were doing like 5 seconds or 4 seconds faster than what the cars were doing in real life. You had an insane amount of grip. It's a little bit less in this game, so I do think it's better, but obviously in conditions like these, you know, with the rain, you shouldn't have this much grip and you should struggle a little bit more. But it's not a simulation game, so let's start complaining about that, because it has no point. Let's go back to the race instead. We have 8 laps to go. And about a half a second lead to Vettel, so can we keep this up? Our advantage here is that DRS has been disabled thanks to the conditions. So we hear that the rain is expected to stop in 10 minutes. That's interesting. That's going to be right towards the end of the race. That will be interesting. But for now we will focus on these laps here. As I said, we have the a bit of an advantage. Oh, as I have a horrible exit there. That was interesting. And we hear that people are pitting. So that means I'm gonna pit this lap as well. Look at the tire wear, it's quite severe. So let's pit now. We have driven 8 laps on these intermediate tires, so we're gonna do another 8 laps till the flag drops. And Vettel seems to be doing the same, as he also went into the pit lane. So Vettel will not have any DRS. As I said, that's our advantage now with these conditions. But at the same time, that Red Bull definitely has more traction, more grip available than we have. As we have a nice 3.7 pit stop. Good stuff from our team. Yeah, good stuff from our team by the mechanics there. We're gonna go out on track again, and we're joining in 5th position thanks to Magnussen, who keeps on going. But I'm sure when he pits, we will be again in 4th position. So here we go, joining the track, giving these tires a little bit of time to really grip up, get up to temperature. Vettel very close behind us though. Very important that you get the exit right here for Wellington Straight. Vettel is within our slipstream. Here he comes, actually going to mixed fleet, trying to defend. As I leave the door wide open for Vettel through on the inside. That's what you want to do in rain conditions. You do not really want to go and hug the apexes of the corner. Now once again, this is not a simulation game, but I like to keep it as realistic as possible. And usually in rain conditions, you do not really want to hug the inside of certain corners. Reason for that is that there's a lot of rubber build up during a race weekend. As you can see here as well, that black line on the track. Oh, bit of an oversteering moment there. That is the racing line, and all that black stuff you see, it's all rubber. Now this gives a lot of grip in dry conditions, but when it's wet, you do not really want to drive over it. At least that's what it is like in real world. It's not really in this game, unfortunately. But still, as I said, I like to keep it as realistic as possible. As you can see here as well, trying to go off that racing line, give the tires some time to cool down, stuff like that. I know it probably doesn't have an effect, but I like to keep it realistic and cool. But yeah, in real life, you do not want to drive over that line because the rubber becomes slippery when it's starting to get wet. But in dry conditions though, all you want is rubber on track. We see Magnussen pitting, so that gives us back P4. 1.1 seconds to Vettel. Seems like I'm always good with fresh tires, but once the tires are starting to wear, it really is the AI which starts to get the upper hand on me. So skip to lap 23 though. We see Rosberg now behind us. 25.2 second gap to Ricciardo. There are some cars up ahead. Those are back markers. But now Rosberg, I think he made his way back up through the grid and now finds himself in P5. He overtook Sebastian Vettel. And we have 3 laps now to keep that Mercedes behind. I would rather see a Red Bull behind rather than that Mercedes, because the Mercedes just has more power, better grip, stuff like that. But anyway, we're going to try to defend this as we go on the inside. Rosberg tries to go around the outside here. Can he do it? Braking late, he tries to go for the undercut, but it's not gonna work. Now I need to stay close to the apex of this corner. There we go, so he cannot undercut me. And that worked out beautifully. So keeping that position as we see Maldonado backing out of it. Luckily he backed out of it nicely, thanks to the blue flags. Once again coming through Cops corner, let's listen. Definitely a lift in these conditions. That's for sure. As we see another back marker, that is Chilton. Did not know whether or which way he was gonna go. Thanks to that you saw me wiggling about a little bit. Nothing too major though, as Rosberg is still behind Chilton though. Oh, look at this! We have now a big gap to Rosberg. 3 laps to go and a 2.5 second gap. Nice, as said before, this gives us some breathing space. And now we skip to the end of lap 25, opening up at 26. Rosberg closed me down yet again. So it's going to be a very exciting last lap. Also, the rain has stopped. As you can see here, there are no more raindrops. So it's hard to keep this up. Make no mistakes here in this final lap with these intermediate tires. Obviously, the track surface is still pretty wet, so that gives the intermediate tires quite a bit of grip. Luckily, Rosberg made a bit of a mistake in the last corner. Once again, it gives us some breathing space. And well, it would be nice to finish this race in the 4th position. It has been a pretty dull race, has to be said. Not a lot of things happened. As we have a 1 second gap to Rosberg. Just 2 more sectors to go. Well, it would be nice, you know, starting from 13th place. Did not expect to come up this far and be in P4. Obviously, all thanks to the first lap, to the start. Maybe also thanks to the fact that we have made 1 pit stop last and we come drifting through Cops corner almost. Lewis Hamilton took the victory here. The crowd must be delighted, obviously. One of his home crowd taking a victory. Very well done. Hamilton is actually doing really well in our championship as well. So we come down Hanger Straight once again for the final time. Gap to Rosberg about a second again, so it will Well, it does look like we will get this fourth position. And that would be very nice indeed. Breaking the one on the meat board just once again. Go down to second gear, bit deep into this corner. This is really where I have a lot of grip. I don't have a lot of grip because the aerodynamic downforce drops there. It's a low speed corner, but still we finish in P4. In front of Rosberg, who finished in P5. So not too bad at all. As I said, if you consider we started from 13th place, I'm pretty happy with that around my favorite track.
Congratulations, that's a well-deserved fourth.
So it's pretty interesting. The top three, their fastest laps were all in the 36s. The rest of the field was in the 38s. That's remarkable. As we had Hulkenberg actually, who had a DNF. So remember, he was behind us before, but he dropped, and this gives us quite a few points. As you can see there, 8th position in the Drivers' Championship behind Raikkonen in front of Perez. And Williams' team is really not great in my championship. Has to be said, I think they were in 10th and 11th. Remarkable, really. So pretty happy with that. Got some good points, 38 points in total, I think, in the Drivers' Championship. That's very good. We are in the top 10 with a Toro Rosso. I'm very delighted with that, obviously. As you can see here, I was very happy after the race. At least my driver was. So we got some news clippings here. Quico lives up to the expectations. It's actually Quakel, not Quico. Obviously it's English, so you pronounce it a little bit different. Here I'm happy to be my teammate, and obviously Lewis Hamilton took the position. Or took the victory, sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna have to ask you guys something, because we got a mail in our mailbox. I'm gonna show you now. First of all, here we might get a chance of becoming the team's #1 driver. That would be good. But also the rival challenge information. Guys, let me know who I should pick for the rival challenge. First of all, here we go. This is what it means. If we go with a driver and we beat him over the course of 7 races, we will be in that team. Now I'm looking for a team which is better than this team, a little bit, but not too much. Something like McLaren, for example, maybe. Even Williams, perhaps. Remember, I do not want to drive a Mercedes car, I do not want to be dominant, but I do want to fight up there next season in the top spots and try to win the title. I would like to drive for McLaren or a team in that direction. So please vote and let me know what which driver I should go for in the rival challenge. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a like, and that is pretty much it. Goodbye.